keep your face
out of sight and you wrap them
up
with your shoulder. You tackle with your shoulders and your upper body.
Yep.
You don't ever try and stone somebody like you're Steve Atwater in the hole.
You don't do what we're doing, what we did when we were little and headbutt.
You tackle properly, and that's what it comes down to.
It was fun. I was taught how to tackle too, and
when you're 8 or 9, you can't keep your head up because your neck's not strong enough to hold up. You're flopping around like a freaking. You're freaking looking like D'Lo Brown with your head flopping everywhere.
If you ask me, if I had to say on youth football, you would not even be able to play tackle football until you were 12, 13 years old.
Exactly. Until you were physically able.
Until puberty set in and you realize that 2-pound helmet on your head,
is not going to make your head go look like a bobblehead doll.
The helmet does not protect you from concussions and head injuries. In my opinion, especially after playing rugby, the helmet is like putting a bucket on your head. You ever had a bucket on your head and someone slapped the bucket?
Yeah, we've done that before.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we've done that as grown adults to each other.
Yeah, we've done that.
My thing is, it's not designed.
Hold this.
I go back to the coaches. You can't blame kids. 8, 9 years. I don't think they should be tackling. I think there should be stricter levels of coaching. I think that to be a coach, especially for football, they do a background check to make sure you don't have any issues. But I believe there should be hours of clinics and hours of training provided by the league you're affiliated with that costs you no money, so you have no excuse, where somebody from place 60 comes in and says, you know what, this is how they need to tackle. This is this. This is that. This is what you need to teach. This is what you need to do. But to not let your kid play football is, I don't want to say denying him something, but I believe a ball in the hand keeps them hands out of trouble.
Mm-hmm. I want to add this because I played football in high school, and I mean, asked my mom, could I play in middle school, and she was very leeway. My dad wanted me to play, my mom didn't. So my mom won the argument and not let me play. And then once I got to high school, I told her I want to play football. And she decided to let me play, and I decided to go ahead and play. I played 4 years in high school. But yeah, it's crazy that long ago. My mom was even scared back then. As
being a person that is not the frame of a football player, my mom didn't want me to play football. My mom, even when I was playing when I was younger, my mom really didn't like me playing football. It was one of those things to where I bugged them enough to where they would let me go and do it. But then I grew out of it once I realized my limitations were, I'm not going to be able to do this because I'm not ever going to grow into being big enough to do this. So that's when I started looking into different things. But I don't want my child not to get to experience what it's like to go play football.
Frame doesn't matter. My last football game was my junior year of high school, and I got carried off the field on the backboard.
Yeah, but see, that's what I didn't want to happen.
I took a helmet from a dumbass in the back catching the pass over the middle. Yep. I beat him on the route, and instead of tackling me normally, I turned upfield. He put his helmet in the base of my spine, and I lost feeling from the waist down for about 5 hours.
No concussion.
At that point in your life, you can't argue with your mother when you're sitting on the backboard that you just played your last football game.
Didn't I tell you? Yes. No.
I legitimately probably could have walked on somewhere and played college football the tight end.
Yeah,
I did not. But it comes back again. And that was. I'll tell my age. That was 2000s. I was a junior in high school. That was the year 2000.
Like he's old.
You literally can. It's also about teaching these kids to protect themselves.
Yep, that's the main point.
Sometimes you don't have to get. Sometimes you don't. It's the ego of you got to run everybody over. Sometimes you just need to go to the tackle. And sometimes it's not about dropping your head and going into somebody else. Sometimes you just need to realize you've been tackled or you've been beaten and play for the next down as opposed to trying to be. There's too much ego in youth sports, and the ego comes from the adults.
Yep. It's not the kids.
It's the ego comes from the parents trying to live through the dad. Yes, little boys, 12, 13-year-old boys got the testosterone too. But
it's us.
It's about living for the next play. I don't know about you. I'd rather be tackled short of a first down and be able to play second down than spear head first into somebody and get carried off the field before the second down. It all comes back to teaching the kids the proper fundamentals.
All right. Well,
I don't feel bad for grown men with issues because they knew when they were playing the NFL for 10 years. They might have issues.
Right. So let me go before we move on to this segment here. Give some pros and cons about, because we got some people without parents that listen to the show. What's some pros and cons what's some pro that your son, if you do get him playing football, what's some of the things that they can look out of football?
Well, the pros are depending who your coaches are, and depending on where you send your kids to go. Because you got some people that you see on these stupid TV shows, like the people in Texas and everything, they make it gung-ho, making these 11, 12-year-old child almost try to kill each other. You got those, but then you got some of the coaches that want to teach them the camaraderie and teach them the basic aspects of the game, teaching them gamesmanship, teaching them sportsmanship as well. So those are the pros of it. The cons are you always get those idiots that you get them idiot dads, you get the idiot parents, you get all that stuff that will draw you away from it. Yeah. And then sometimes you even become those idiot parents.
Yep.
So and those are definitely the cons, that you get too caught up with it and yourself that you turn into one of those idiot parents. Right. But the pros are always, it gives the kids something to do. It gets them out of the house. It gets them outside. And it gets them participating. And it gets them to be able to make friends.
Yeah.
I know people that I used to play football with when I was little, and I still know them. Mm-hmm. Well, I see them out at a restaurant around town or something, be like, hey, how you doing? Yeah. And that's just for years of playing sports. Right. Playing sports in general gives you that thing to where you make new friends. I don't know how many times I go to the park and just start talking to somebody, and you make a new friend playing basketball or throwing the football around or whatever like that. So it's one of those things that there's pros in everything that you do, but there's also those cons in everything, to where you'll run into the wrong people, you'll get the wrong coaches, wrong parents and stuff like that, and it just makes for a very rough time.
Your thoughts on that, John, the pros and cons?
The pros, it builds, first of all, childhood obesity is not going away anytime soon. So that's always a pro. Gets these kids active in the days of tablets and iPads and iPhones and gadgets and gizmos aplenty. It gets the kids out of the house and gets them active. Gets them active. Not only that, if you have a good football coach, like I was fortunate enough to have when I started playing, teaches the kids discipline. Mm-hmm. My football coach, my first year playing, required us to bring our report cards to him. Yep. He knew when report cards came out, he required to see your report card to play. And if you didn't play, if your report card wasn't good, he didn't give a damn if your parents said you could play or not. He didn't play you.
Yep.
And it built discipline. The cons are, with anything, with any risk, with riding your bike, there's a chance a child may get hurt.
Yep.
Bumps and bruises happen. There's a chance. Unfortunately, that's just how life is. Excuse me. The other con is parents ruin it like everything for kids. You have some parents that don't know when they'll leave well enough alone. You have some coaches that don't need to leave well enough alone. They need to understand that the younger levels, the University of Michigan is not in the stands looking at an 11-year-old kid to play football.
Yeah.
Don't take the fun away from kids. If I had a dime for every person who said they quit playing the sport because of adults or because of a coach or because of a parent, I would have no need for a day job. I believe the cons are these adults take it too seriously. Mm-hmm. Let the kids have fun. The kids not enjoying it, don't force them to go out for it. Don't live through your children.
Yep, exactly.
That's the biggest con. You know what? I call it the Uncle Rico syndrome from Napoleon. We've seen Napoleon Dynamite, right?
Yes, keep going.
Don't be an Uncle Rico. Your moment was past. You didn't get in the state. If your kid would rather keep stats than play football, don't throw him out there. Because if you put an unwilling child out there, you've just upped the risk of him getting hurt. Because I know from experience, I know from the fact I have a teenager, if a child doesn't want to do it, he's going to half-ass his way through it. Mm-hmm. So those are the cons. That's, simple as that. Gotcha. There's a risk with anything you get hurt, though.
Right. The pros for me, man, and like I said, like I always played here, just the camaraderie that you build with people that you don't know, you go there every day. And as we know, Florida, at times, you got 2-a-days, and it gets up to at least about 100 degrees and pads and helmets and sweat and everything like that. And so it's just going there to war with people that you don't know, that you build a relationship.
War. You're not going to war.
Well,
you're playing Pee Wee football. It's not war.
Will you let me use?
Don't use the word war when it comes to sport.
Okay. We're going to battle.
No, you're going to play a game.
We're going to play a game.
There
How about
you
that? How about that? As I
Can't
go and
use
make
one.
my point here. But the camaraderie is pretty awesome and everything like that. Your kids get to. What one day it taught me too is that you got to earn everything. So you want to earn your minutes, you go out there and play. You go out there and practice and show the coach that you can play. Mm-hmm. The same thing in the work field. You have to actually go out there and bust your tail. Work
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay,
so I mean, from where I am now, you just really can't take anything for granted with that. I learned so much just playing football about life, and I'm still applying it to these days we speak here. And also just the great feeling of when you go out to the prep rallies and everything like that, and you wear the jerseys on Friday walking around campus. You know the week is near, you got a football game, just the excitement, the highs and lows. Describes life.
Cortez is reliving his high school days.
I am. The highs and lows.
He's over here smiling and
no,
giddy because it only was 2 years ago.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
So just that, and I was with Kevin as well, where I realized, you know what, I went to college and did track and field. I didn't realize I didn't want to, go further with football, so I ended up doing shot put in college. So that's why I just transitioned.
I've seen his outfit.
Yeah, my outfit. The cons, I agree with you, just the injuries, and there's a lot of favoritism as well, that the parents come in there and say, why my son is playing, everything like that. My mom and dad was there were some games I didn't play. My dad just sat back. He was like, listen, this is what you want to do. If you want to quit, quit. If you don't, if you don't think you're not getting the adequate enough playing time that you want to, then you go ahead and go. But this is teaching you about life.
Well,
if you want to quit, then don't quit. Like, this is what I'm telling you. You got to keep going. Some things ain't gonna go your way in life. And I never forget that my dad set me down when I was just one game I didn't play. I want to. I didn't get in the rotation, and I was upset about it. My dad was like, "Well, this is the choice that you have to make. Sometimes things don't go your way."
And never make the kid do it.
Yeah.
Never, ever make them go and do it. If they like another sport more than they like one sport, let them play the sport they're good at.
Yeah.
Let them play the sport they enjoy playing. Mm-hmm. As long as they're playing something and doing something, that should be well enough for you. Always let them go and do something. If Austin wants to go and play soccer because he likes to run around, I'll let him go and play soccer. Do I know a thing about soccer? No. I know you kick the ball and it goes into the net.
That's the thing, man. One thing I run across a lot of parents, man. Maybe because I was brought up different, and I went to a smaller school. Let your kid play more than one sport.
Yeah.
I knew parents that would say, you know what, all you're playing is baseball. It's baseball year-round. There's basketball year-round. Let them try other sports.
Mm-hmm. And that's the good part about being in Florida. You can play every sport whenever.
Yeah.
There's no seasons here. You can play whatever you want, whenever you want to. You can go out at any time and go find a pickup basketball game. You can go out any time and usually see somebody throwing a football in a field somewhere. And football is always around. That's the good part about living in Florida, that everything always goes around. But always let your kid decide what he wants to do. Never push anything upon your child. Never push baseball upon him, basketball. Find out what he enjoys doing and go with that. And let them do what they want to do. Because when you force it upon something, just like John said earlier, when you force it upon them, they half-ass it, and then something's going to get hurt, and they're not going to enjoy it.
Exactly.
Let them do what they're going to enjoy doing.
No, I agree. Yeah, I said it's fun, man, but it's on the parents what they want to do, and I can't. I'm not there yet with you two guys, but
LeBron don't want his kids to play football because he thinks they're going to be great at basketball.
That's Michael Jordan how his son did in basketball.
He sucked.
They both played D1, man.
Yeah, but they both suck.
True.
I even went and seen his son play.
Marcus, right?
Yeah, the one that played at UCF.
Yeah.
I even went and seen him play.
Yeah, the last one. Yeah, that was that was Marcus. Jeffrey played at Illinois.
Yeah, I went and seen Marcus play at UCF. And it was bad.
All right, let's transition.
He had one good game. One good game. Let's transition to a break.
Yeah. You want a break? We only got one segment left.
I have to pee.
You have to pee.
Go pee. We'll power through it while you're peeing.
Okay, you can do that.
All right, go ahead.
I
do that want your opinion on this, but go ahead.
I should pee near, that way you can hear it.
No, don't do that.
Where's me a cup?
I about to say we got one segment left, so I was like, we shouldn't take a break. Oh, Lord. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about Mark Cuban comments. Basically, a night when they was playing, the Mavericks playing the Heat, the question came